hurts. The baby is coming. Min-jae, please, I need you now! Why are you ignoring me? Ah! Ah! It hurts so much! Look at me! Look at me! Please stay long.
You're not even looking at me.
The contraction ripped through me like a knife. I screamed. And Min-jae didn't even look up from his phone. Can you keep it down, he said. I'm handling something. I stared at him through tears I refused to let fall. My water had broken 20 minutes ago in the living room of his penthouse. 20 minutes of him texting. 20 minutes of me doubled over, gripping the marble counter, while he stood 10 feet away like I was an inconvenience. Min-jae. My voice shook. The baby is coming. I heard you the first time. He finally looked up. His hand hovered over the screen, just for a second. Like he was actually considering putting it down. Then his phone buzzed again. And he chose. He looked back down and kept typing. That's when I saw her name. Yuna. What would you do if the person you loved chose someone else in your most vulnerable moment? My name is Amara Chen. 3 months ago, I thought I'd found safety. I'd met Kong Min-jae at a charity gala in Seoul, powerful, controlled, untouchable. He owned half the city through legitimate holdings and the other half through networks people whispered about but never named. I didn't care about the whispers. I cared that when he looked at me, I felt seen for the first time since my mother died. We married 6 weeks later. Private ceremony. No guests. Just his lawyer as witness. I thought it was romantic. I didn't realize it was strategic. The pregnancy happened fast. He'd smiled when I told him. Kissed my forehead. Said, this changes things. I thought he meant it made us closer. I was wrong. What I didn't tell him, what I'd never told anyone, was that my father wasn't dead like I'd said. Richard Chen was very much alive. And very much the kind of man Min-jae would have run background checks on if he'd known his real name. But I'd been estranged from my father for 8 years. I'd changed my last name back to my mother's maiden name after she passed. Built a life Min-jae could verify, marketing consultant, modest apartment, normal existence. He never knew I'd grown up in boardrooms and private jets. He never knew my father controlled more wealth than Min-jae would see in 3 lifetimes. And I'd planned to keep it that way. Until tonight. Another contraction. I gasped, gripping the counter so hard my knuckles went white. Min-jae. Hospital. Now. He set his phone down. For a moment, one brief, fragile moment, I thought he'd actually do it. He stepped toward me. Then his phone lit up on the counter. Yuna, my flight just landed early. Can you come now? I watched his face change. Watched him look at me, then at the phone, then back at me. Watched him choose. Yuna's flight landed early, he said. I need to pick her up. The room tilted. What? She's coming back from Paris. I told you this. You told me your business associate was traveling. You didn't tell me. Another wave of pain cut through me. You didn't tell me you were picking her up while I'm in labor. The baby isn't coming for hours. First births take forever. You're being dramatic. Dramatic? My voice came out strangled. I'll take you after I pick her up. It's 30 minutes. You'll be fine. 30 minutes? He grabbed his car keys. I'm calling an ambulance, I said. He stopped. Turned. For just a second, I saw something in his eyes. Guilt, maybe. Doubt. Then it was gone. Don't waste money on an ambulance. I'll be back soon. Min-jae. But he was already walking toward the door. Both things matter to me, Amara. You and Yuna. Why can't you understand that? The door closed behind him. And I understood perfectly. I dialed Zainab with shaking hands. Amara? What's wrong? I'm in labor. Min-jae left to pick up his mistress from the airport. Can you? She didn't let me finish. I'm 20 minutes away. Don't move. I slid down to the floor, back against the kitchen counter. His phone buzzed on the marble where he'd forgotten it. I shouldn't have looked. But I did. Yuna, I missed you so much. I can't wait to see you. Min-jae, I'm on my way. Leaving now. Yuna, what about your wife? Min-jae, she'll be fine. This matters more. Another contraction hit. But the pain in my chest was worse. This matters more. Not the baby. Not me. Her. Zainab walked in like a force of nature. She took one look at me on the floor and her entire face hardened. Where is he? Airport. Airport? Picking up Yuna. I'm going to kill him. Get in line. She grabbed my bag, helped me to my feet. Another contraction. Bigger. Closer. We need to go, Zainab said. Now. We were halfway to the door when it opened. Min-jae walked in. With Yuna. She was beautiful. Objectively, devastatingly beautiful. Long black hair, perfect skin, designer luggage that probably cost more than most people's cars. She looked at me, sweating, in pain, clearly in labor, and her smile didn't falter. Oh. Is this a bad time? Min-jae moved toward me. I came back, he said, like he deserved credit. You brought her. She needed a ride. Her driver cancelled. Her driver, I couldn't even finish the sentence. Yuna set down her luggage carefully. I can wait in the car if this is uncomfortable. Uncomfortable? Zainab's voice could have cut glass. She's in labor. Right. Yuna looked at Min-jae. Should I just order a car then? Since you'll be busy? Another contraction hit. I gasped, doubling over. Zainab caught me. We're leaving. Now. Min-jae hesitated. I saw it. 1 second where he looked at me, really looked at me, like he was actually seeing what was happening. Then Yuna touched his arm. Min-jae, my luggage is heavy. And just like that, the moment was gone. He turned to her. I'll help you. I straightened despite the pain. Looked at him. Don't bother coming to the hospital. Amara. I mean it. Stay with her. It's clearly what you want. For a second, just a second, he looked conflicted. Then Yuna laughed. Light. Dismissive. She's being dramatic. First-time mothers always are. And Min-jae's face cleared. You're right, he said. To her. Not to me. I walked out. Zainab followed. Behind us, I heard Yuna's voice. That was awkward. Want to grab dinner after you drop me home? And I heard Min-jae say, yeah. Let me just make sure she gets to the hospital first. Make sure she gets to the hospital. Like it was a favor. Like his child being born was a task on his to-do list. Would you have walked out? Or stayed and fought? In the car, between contractions, I made a call. I hadn't spoken to my father in 8 years. Not since the fight that ended with me screaming that I'd rather be poor than live under his control. Not since I'd walked away from everything, the money, the name, the empire he'd built. But I still had his number. He answered on the first ring. Amara. His voice was exactly as I remembered. Deep. Certain. Unmovable. Dad. Silence. Then, are you hurt? I'm in labor. Where's your husband? With his mistress. The silence that followed was different. Colder. Tell me everything. So I did. Every detail. Every moment. Every choice Min-jae had made. When I finished, my father was quiet for exactly 3 seconds. I'll be there in an hour. Dad. 1 hour, Amara. And when I arrive, I want you to let me do what I do best. Which is destroy the things that hurt my daughter. The contractions were 90 seconds apart when we arrived. They rushed me into delivery. Zainab stayed by my side, holding my hand, whispering that I was strong, that I could do this. Min-jae showed up 45 minutes later. He walked in like he was attending a board meeting he didn't particularly care about. How much longer? The doctor didn't even look at him. Hard to say. Could be soon. Could be hours. He checked his phone. My phone, his phone, the one he'd left behind, buzzed on the side table. Yuna, when are you coming back? I'm lonely. Yuna, did you forget about dinner? Yuna, Min-jae? I watched his face as he read them. Watched him type a response. Another contraction. Bigger. Brutal. You can leave, I said through gritted teeth. I'm here, aren't I? Your body is here. You're not. He sighed. What do you want from me, Amara? I want you to care. I do care. I'm here. You're here because it would look bad if you weren't. He didn't deny it. The buzzing started again. Over and over and over. Every notification was her. Every time his phone lit up, I knew it was Yuna. And every time he checked it. Turn it off, Zainab finally snapped. It's important. Your wife is giving birth to your child. That's important. Your mistress texting you about dinner is noise. Min-jae's jaw tightened. You don't understand our situation. Oh, I understand perfectly. Another contraction. The doctor checked. You're fully dilated. It's time. Everything blurred after that. Pain. Pressure. Zainab's voice. The doctor's instructions. And Min-jae's phone buzzing. Over. And over. And over. One more push, the doctor said. I pushed. And my daughter was born. They placed her on my chest, tiny, perfect, wailing. I looked down at her and felt my entire world shift. This mattered. She mattered. Everything else fell away. She's beautiful, Zainab whispered, crying. I looked at Min-jae. He was staring at his phone. Min-jae. He glanced up. Your daughter was just born. He looked at her. Really looked. And for 1 second, one fragile, impossible second, I saw something in his face. Wonder, maybe. Or fear. Then his phone rang. Yuna's name flashed on the screen. He looked at it. Looked at our daughter. Looked back at the phone. I need to take this, he said. And he walked out. The door closed behind him. Zainab stared after him, speechless. I held my daughter closer. And I stopped waiting for him to choose us. Because he already had. And we weren't it. 20 minutes later, the door opened. I expected Min-jae. It wasn't. My father walked in. Richard Chin hadn't aged a day. Same sharp suit. Same commanding presence. Same eyes that could read a boardroom or a battlefield in seconds. Behind him stood 4 men. 3 lawyers. One I didn't recognize. Zainab's eyes went wide. Amara, who is that? My father. Your father? I thought. I lied. Richard walked to my bedside. Looked down at his granddaughter. For a moment, his expression softened completely. She's perfect. She is. What's her name? I haven't decided yet. He smiled. Just barely. Your mother would have loved her. The door opened again. Min-jae walked in, phone still in hand. He stopped when he saw Richard. And the lawyers. Who are you? Richard turned. Slowly. Deliberately. Richard Chen. Amara's father. Min-jae blinked. She said her father was dead. She says a lot of things. Mostly to people who don't deserve the truth. Min-jae's expression shifted. Recognition dawning. Richard Chen. As in Chin Technologies? Chen Holdings? Among other things. That's, you own. More than you, certainly. Richard gestured to one of the lawyers. Mr. Kong, you're being served. The lawyer stepped forward, handed Min-jae a folder. Min-jae stared. What is this? Divorce papers. Full custody to Amara. No unsupervised visitation. Division of assets heavily in her favor. She keeps the penthouse, the car, and a settlement of $70 million. 70, this is insane. You can't enforce this. I can. I will. Oh, and one more thing. Richard pulled out his phone. Made a call. It's done? Good. He hung up. Looked at Min Jae. I'm moving to acquire controlling interest in your Macau casino, your Busan shipping operation, and your Hong Kong logistics network. Min Jae went pale. That'll take you months. Years, even. You can't. Wrong. The fourth man stepped forward. Handed Min Jae a tablet. Check the timestamps. Min Jae scrolled. His face drained of color completely. These were filed 20 minutes ago. Correct. That's impossible. You'd need money? Lawyers? Connections? Richard smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. I have all three. What I don't have is patience for men who abandon my daughter during labor to pick up their mistresses from the airport. How did you? I know everything. The texts. The timeline. Yuna's flight number. The restaurant reservation you made for tonight while your wife was in the delivery room. Richard stepped closer. You chose a necklace over your child. So I'm choosing to dismantle everything you've built. Piece by piece. Deal by deal. Until you understand what powerlessness feels like. Min Jae looked at me. For the first time, I saw real fear in his eyes. Amara. Tell him this is insane. I looked down at my daughter. Then back at him. No. You can't do this. I'm not doing anything, I said quietly. He is. And honestly? You deserve every second of it. This won't work, Min Jae said, turning to Richard. You think you can just swoop in and... This won't happen overnight, Min Jae continued, voice rising. Legal battles. Regulatory approval. My board will. It already happened. Richard's voice was soft. Final. 23 minutes ago, to be precise. Your board received my offer. They accepted. Unanimously. That's impossible. You should have paid them better. Made them loyal. Given them a reason to stay. Richard straightened his cuffs. You didn't. So they didn't. Min Jae was shaking now. Amara. Please. I didn't answer. Richard nodded to the lawyers. We're done here. They filed out. Min Jae stood there, papers in hand, staring at nothing. Then he looked at me one last time. I made a mistake. You made a choice. I didn't know. You knew exactly what you were doing. Every single time. He opened his mouth. Closed it. Then he left. The door closed behind him. And I felt nothing. The hospital released me 3 days later. Min Jae tried to visit twice. Security turned him away both times. Yuna posted a photo on social media that night, her and Min Jae at a restaurant, her wearing that $300,000 necklace. Caption, when you're his priority, with a crown emoji. The post went viral. But not the way she expected. Someone had leaked the timeline. The receipts. The texts. Everything. Within 6 hours, the comments were brutal. His wife was giving birth while he was buying you jewelry? This is disgusting. Congratulations, you're dating a man who abandoned his newborn. By morning, she'd deleted it. But screenshots lived forever. Yuna's reputation tanked overnight. The influencer sponsors dropped her. The luxury brands she repped cut ties. And Min Jae? His businesses collapsed faster than even my father predicted. Investors pulled out. Partners severed ties. The public backlash was merciless. Nobody wanted to be associated with the man who chose his mistress over his child. 3 weeks later, Yuna left him. Posted a statement about prioritizing her mental health and choosing better partners. Min Jae was photographed leaving a bar alone at 3 a.m. The photo went viral with the caption, "Karma looks good on you." 1 month later, I stood in the penthouse, my penthouse now, holding my daughter. Zainab was helping me sort through Minjae's remaining things. You could have taken him for more, you know. 70 million is enough. Your dad could have destroyed him completely. He did, I said. Minjae destroyed himself. We just watched. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Hello? It's me. Minjae. I almost hung up. What do you want? I want to see her. My daughter. You saw her. For 5 minutes. Then you left to answer Yuna's call. I made a mistake. You made 50 mistakes. Which one are you apologizing for? Silence. I'm sorry for all of it. For choosing Yuna. For leaving during labor. For not realizing what I had until it was gone. That's not good enough. Then what is? Nothing. There's nothing you can say that will change what you did. So that's it? I never get to be her father? You had one chance to be the father she needed. You chose a necklace instead. I heard him breathing on the other end. What do I do now? You live with it. I hung up. Zainab looked at me. No regrets? None. I looked down at my daughter, Lily, I'd named her. After my mother. She was asleep. Perfect. Tiny fists curled against my chest. She's lucky to have you, Zainab said. I'm lucky to have her. My father visited that evening. He held Lily carefully, like she was made of glass. You're stronger than I gave you credit for. I learned from the best. He smiled. Your mother was stronger than both of us. I meant you. We sat in silence for a while. Thank you, I said finally. For coming. For everything. You're my daughter. I'd burn down the world for you. I know. He kissed Lily's forehead. Then mine. You didn't need me to save you, Amara. You were already saving yourself. I just made sure the consequences arrived faster. After he left, I sat by the window, holding Lily, watching the city lights. Minjae was out there somewhere. Learning what it felt like to lose everything. And I didn't feel sorry for him. I felt free. Stories like this always leave something behind, a question you don't ask out loud. If the person you loved chose someone else in your most vulnerable moment, would you forgive them? Or would you walk away and never look back? This is just one story in a world full of silent revenge and hidden power. If you want to see what happens when people underestimate the wrong person, you already know what to do. Tell me honestly, would you have forgiven him? Or did he deserve exactly what he got? Freedom doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel like revenge or victory or justice. It feels like holding your daughter at 2 a.m. and realizing the person who hurt you doesn't get to hurt you anymore. That's not forgiveness. That's survival. And sometimes survival looks exactly like winning.